Hi everyone, in this video we will be discussing the key highlights of this year's budget, that is budget 2021-22. So this year's budget is a little bit special as compared to the previous years, as our economy was hit by the coronavirus pandemic. So certain sectors, for example the health sector and infrastructure sector, was given more importance than the other sector. So, and that was done to boost the economy which was hit by this coronavirus pandemic. So from an examination point of view, it is important to note the important points that was mentioned in the budget. So here very briefly we will be looking at the key highlights of this year's budget. As I mentioned, the Union Budget 2021-22 shows the strong commitment of the government to boost economic growth by investing in infrastructure development. So government has given more importance to infrastructure development along with the health sector. So this is substantiated by increase in capital expenditure by 34.5% over budget estimates of 2020-21. So this year's allocation for the infrastructure development is 34.5% greater than the previous year's allocations. So the amount that was allocated this year for the infrastructure development is 1,42,151 crore rupees. So government has given far more importance to infrastructure development. So the government was targeting a boost to the GDP through the development of infrastructure. So development and growth through infrastructure was given far more importance by this government. And for the health sector, an amount of rupees 2,23,846 crore outlay was given for the health and well-being in the budget of 21-22 as against rupees 94,452 crore in budget of 2021. So last year, in the last year's budget, an amount the amount allocated for health sector was 94,452, but when it came to this year, the government has allocated 2,23,846 crore for the health sector. So the amount has increased by 137% as compared to last year's allocation. So a whooping sum was given to the health sector in wake of the pandemic crisis that the economy is facing right now. So the focus was on strengthening three areas, mainly preventive, curative and well-being of the people. So the main thing to remember here is that this year there was a 137% increase in the amount that was allocated to the health sector as compared to the last year. So the amount given in this year is 2,23,846 rupees, while in the last year it was 94,452 crore. So a whooping sum is allocated to the health sector in order to crush the pandemic crisis that we are facing right now. So when we look into the budget, we can see that there are 6 pillars of the union budget in 2021-22. So the first one is health and well-being, the second one physical and financial capital and infrastructure, the third one inclusive development for aspirational India, the fourth one reinvigorating human capital, the fifth one innovation and research and development, sixth one minimum government and maximum governance. So if we look into the budget in detail, we can see that our budget, the present budget, is based on 6 pillars, and these are the 6 pillars on which it is based. And we have to mention that it is important to mention that the key importance is given to health sector and infrastructure development. So here we have budget at a glance. So this table gives the different receipts and expenditure of the government. So we have revenue receipts, we have capital receipts, the total receipts, total expenditure, revenue deficit, effective revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. So we will start with revenue receipts. So this year the budget estimates of our revenue receipt is 17,88,424 crore rupees. So all the amount mentioned in this table is in crore rupees. So this year our revenue receipt is 17,88,424 crore rupees, and last year it was 15,55,153 crore rupees. So this year we are expecting higher revenue receipts compared to last year. And capital receipts, this year we have 16 lakh 94,812 rupees, 12 crore rupees. Last year it was 18 lakh 95,152. And when it comes to total receipts, we can see that compared to last year's revised estimates and this year's estimate, we have a similar amount. Last year it was 34 lakh 50,305 and this year it is 34 lakh 83,236. So total receipts is almost similar compared to last year's revised estimates. Then coming to the total expenditure, this year we are expecting 34 lakh 83,236 and last year it was 34 lakh 50,305. And when it comes to revenue deficit, this year the revenue deficit that we are expecting is 11 lakh 40,576, which is slightly lesser than the last year's revised estimates, which was 14 lakh 55,989. Then we have effective revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. So this table will give the total amount of different expenses and the different receipts of our current budget at a glance. So we will move on to the next one. So rupee comes from. So here we will see the major source of revenue of the government. So if we take 1 rupee, out of that 1 rupee, how much is coming from different sources? So that we would be looking at this particular slide. So where that rupee comes from, what is the source of revenue for the government? So if you are considering 1 rupee, out of that 1 rupee, 36 paise comes from borrowing and other liabilities. So the major source of revenue for the government is borrowing and other liabilities, or in other words we can say that 36% of government's revenue comes from borrowings and other liabilities. And when we take in terms of 1 rupee, 1 single rupee, 36 paise is coming from borrowing and other liabilities. So next one is non-debt capital receipts. So the second one we will be looking at is non-debt capital receipts, and if you are taking 1 rupee, 5 paise would be coming from non-debt capital receipts, or in other words 5% of government's revenue comes from non-debt capital receipts. Now we have non-tax revenue, 6 paise would come from non-tax revenue, or 6% of government's revenue comes out of non-tax revenue. And we have goods and service taxes, GST. So the 15 paise out of 1 rupee, 15 paise comes from goods and service taxes, or the 15% of government's revenue is from goods and service taxes or GST. Then we have union excise duty, which comprises 8 paise. We have customs duty, 3 paise. Then we have income tax, which comprises 14 paise. And finally we have corporation tax, that is 13 paise. So in other words we can say that 36% of government's revenue comes from borrowing and other liabilities, 5% from non-debt capital receipts, 6% from non-tax revenue, 15% from GST, 8% from union excise duty, 3% from customs, 14% from income tax and 13% from corporation tax. So if we take 1 rupee, this is how that 1 rupee is divided in terms of the revenue to the government. Now we will see where that 1 rupee goes to, or to what all things government have expenses. So what all major things the government spend money on. So we'll start with and we will be discussing that in terms of a single rupee. So we'll start with centrally sponsored scheme. So if you are taking 1 rupee, 9 paise will be given to centrally sponsored scheme and 13 paise would be given to central sector scheme and 20 paise would be given to interest payments. So government is giving majority of its expenses for interest payments. So government's majority expense, about 20% or 20 paise goes to interest payments. So that is where government spends majority of its revenue. And when it comes to defense, government will be spending 8 paise in terms of 1 rupee, or 8% of government's spending would be on defense. Then 9% on subsidies, or 9 paise on subsidies in terms of 1 rupee. then 10 paise would be given to finance commission and other transfers, other related transfers, or 10 percentage is given there. Then we have state share of taxes and duties, and 16 paise is given there, or 16 percentage. Then we have pensions. For pensions, out of 1 rupee, 5 paise is given, or 5 percentage of government spending is on pensions. And the other expenses, the other expenses of the government which are not included in the already mentioned expenses, is 10 paise or 10 percentage. So the major spending of the government is on interest payments, and the least one is on pensions. So the highest spending would be on interest payments, and the least spending is on pension payments. In other words, 70 percentage is given to interest payments and 5 percentage is given to pension. So deficit statistics. So we will look at the deficit statistics of Indian government. So fiscal deficit we will start with. So this year's fiscal deficit in our budget estimate is 15,06,812 rupees, and in the last year the revised estimate was 18,48,655 crore rupees. So compared to last year, we are expecting a less fiscal deficit in our current budget. And when it comes to revenue deficit, this year our estimate is 11,40,576 crore rupees, and last year it was 14,55,989 crore rupees. So this year we are expecting lesser revenue deficit in our budget. When it comes to effective revenue deficit, this year's estimate is 9,21,464 crore rupees, and last year's estimate, the revised estimate was 12,25,613 crore rupees. So this year we are expecting almost 3 lakh rupees lesser than the last year in terms of effective revenue deficit. So this year's effective revenue deficit is assumed to be, or expected to be, less as compared to last year's revised estimates. And when we look at primary deficit, this year our estimate is 6,97,111 crore rupees, and last year it was 11,55,755 lakh rupees. So when it comes to percentage terms, we can say that fiscal deficit is 6.8 percentage of GDP, revenue deficit is 5.1 percentage of GDP, effective revenue deficit is 4.1 percentage of GDP, and primary deficit is 3.1 percentage of GDP for this year's budget. So compared to last year, we are expecting lesser deficit in this year's budget. So now we will see the deficit trends. So we have just discussed the deficits in amount. Now we will plot that deficits in a graphical representation, and we will see the trend in the deficit. So as we can see that last year there was a spike in all the deficit when it comes to fiscal deficit, or a revenue deficit, or effective revenue deficit, or primary deficit. Last year we have seen a spike, and mainly because of the lockdown and the crisis created by coronavirus pandemic. So last year the deficits were higher, 9.5 percentage, 7.5 percentage, 6.3 percentage, and 5.9 percentage respectively. These were the fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, and effective revenue deficit, and primary deficit that we have seen in the last year. So compared to last year, we are expecting those deficits to decline this year, because the economy is being recovered from the crisis that has been created by the pandemic. So the economy is growing and it's slowly getting into track. So this year, since it is coming out of the pandemic, we are expecting a decline in deficit. So this year we are expecting fiscal deficit to be 6.9 percentage, revenue deficit to be 5.1 percentage, effective revenue deficit to be 4.1 percentage, and finally primary deficit to be 3.1 percentage. So compared to last year, we are expecting a decline in all sorts of deficits in the budget. Then the sources of deficit financing. We know that the deficit that the country is incurring, or the economy is incurring, should be financed, and these are the major source of deficit financing for our economy. So the major source of deficit financing is securities against small saving. So that is our major source of financing, that is securities against small saving. And if you look at the previous years also, in last year's budget and the budget before that, we can see that our major source of deficit financing is securities against small saving. This blue bar indicates securities against small saving, and that is our major source of deficit financing. And the second one, the second major source of deficit financing for this year is drawdown of cash balance. And we can see that as compared to last year, if we check the last year's budget and the budget before that, drawdown of cash balance is very less in terms of deficit financing source. So drawdown of cash balance was not considered as an important source in terms of deficit financing in the previous budgets. But when it came to the present budget, this year's budget, we are considering drawdown of cash balance as a major source of deficit financing. So this is an important point to remember. Drawdown of cash balance is the second major source of deficit financing in this budget. But when we look into the previous year's budget, drawdown of cash balance was never considered a major source of deficit financing. So this is the key point we have to remember here. This year, the second major source of deficit financing is drawdown of cash balance, which cannot be seen in the other budget as a major source. Now, the third major source of deficit financing of our economy is other receipts, and other receipts means internal debt and public account. So other receipts in terms of internal debt and public account is the third major source of deficit financing for our economy. And the next one we have state provident fund. The fourth one, the fourth major source of deficit financing is state provident fund. And finally we have external debt. So external debt is the least, debt is the smallest source of deficit financing for the Indian economy. So the key thing to remember here is that the major source is securities against small savings, and the second one is drawdown of cash balance, which is not a major source of deficit financing in the previous budget. But in this budget, drawdown of cash balance is a major source of deficit financing. So that was all about budget. So we have discussed this budget in a very brief manner. We have only focused on the key points or the important points from examination point of view. So what you have to remember here is that the government has allocated more funds for health sector and for infrastructure development. So two key areas, two key sectors where the government has given important or vital focus is the infrastructure development and also the health sector. And also we have to remember that we were hit by a pandemic and economy were going through a crisis, and this budget is kind of a special in order to drag the economy out of the crisis that we are facing right now. So that is all about the key highlights of this year's budget. I hope you have understand this thing. Thank you.